2, 1. Hello, everybody. It's Around the Beach with Lisa Fox, and today thank you. Today is February 2nd, and it's Groundhog's Day. Now, big question is, did the groundhog actually see his shadow or not? If you live on Long Island, I think he did see it,
yes,
which means that we're going to have a longer winter.
6 weeks.
But if you live in Staten Island or in Puxatawny, you're going to be in spring. So I'm very jealous right now. I hope everyone's having a good day and had a good week. I want to thank Kevin Gwynn last week for coming on the show from the Eastern Long Island Police Pipe and Drum group. They went off to Walter Reed on last Friday, and I got a call from Kevin today, and he told me it was a very, very somber but very, very emotional and wonderful program that they had there, and they were very proud to be able to play the pipes for them.
Hats off to the pipe band.
And Kevin wants to get back on the show.
Woo!
I think he fell in love with
So much fun.
Yeah, he had a great time. Super Bowl Sunday is coming up.
Ooh.
Giants. Giants and the Patriots. I understand that Tom Brady's wife sent off an email to people to request for prayers that the team. That's really
well wishes.
Yeah, but who would have done it? Like, who did that?
She's looking for energy.
But that's bad. If I sent you an email, I would not expect them to just send it off to the press. But I guess.
No, I wouldn't expect that either. But
so boo to them.
Yeah.
I say. Well, good luck, Giants.
Good luck.
Right? Good luck to the Giants. But you know what's going to happen, because these kids that are here today, they're cracking up right now. They're laughing hysterically. They just can't even believe how fun this is. But I'm upset because on Super Bowl Sunday, the Mob Wives won't be on.
Oh no!
I know. Lucy, do you watch the Mob Wives?
No.
Oh.
No, it's Kardashians in our house.
Really?
Kardashians. Did you hear that?
Well, we'll talk about that. Did you watch the finale?
No, but everybody knows what happens.
Right. I guess you already know what happens, right? Yeah. She decides that she doesn't want to stay married to that big bozo. He's kind of a meanie.
Yeah.
He's like would yank her around the hallways of the hotel, push her into the. She's a little teeny thing. So, but I'm not happy that the Mob Wives won't be on. Did you hear about the billionaire who has adopted his girlfriend?
No.
Yes.
What's that about?
What?
Yeah.
It's all about
the sugar daddy?
No, he unfortunately has a wrongful death suit against him. He hit somebody. His Bentley accidentally hit somebody and killed them.
Wow.
And the family is suing him, and they're protecting his assets by having him adopt his girlfriend to make him have another child. Weird.
But then he's having incest.
I think, yeah, maybe, right?
Woo.
Okay, now, this is great. One of my diehard fans from Fort Myers, Florida is on tonight. Say hi to Uncle Ray.
Woo!
Hi, Uncle Ray.
Love
We want to shout out to Aunt Marge. Aunt Marge had breast cancer surgery today. She is doing very well. I spoke to her. I want to wish her love and support. Everybody here.
Love you, Marge.
And rock those tatas. And you're gonna be a-okay. We're all praying for you. So, and Hannah, I don't know if you knew that Hannah wore the
jersey.
She did her basketball game with your name on it, right?
It was Canes Against Cancer.
Canes Against
hers
Cancer?
was it for Aunt Marge.
Okay, so that was for you, Aunt Marge. So Hannah loves you. We all love you. We wish you well and hope that you're feeling good, right? Thanks for watching. Hi, Melissa. Hope you're watching too. Want to say a special happy birthday to my girl Devin. She's going to be 21 on February 4th.
My girl Devin.
My girl Devin. Up in Burlington. Devin, we love you and hope that you have a fantastic birthday.
But not too fantastic.
No, we want you to have a fantastic birthday. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. Some school news to report. There was a big basketball game. The Lady Canes had a basketball game with Amityville, and I'm hearing that it was really unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Except for JV.
The JV wasn't good? But the girls won big.
Yeah.
It was a very close game.
Overtime.
They won 46 to 45. Is that correct?
47, 46.
47, 46.
Our
so
win.
Good for them, girls. Good
West
for
End
you.
won.
Yep.
Yes.
going to be a comedy show to benefit the fitness center at the West Hampton Beach High School. That's going to be February 3rd at the Hyatt in Riverhead. Tickets are $50. You can call Kathy Masterson at 631-288-6300. And I bet, or was it 3800? Sorry, 288-3800. And, you know, if who is ever watching, if you want to make a donation to that, it's West Hampton Beach School, so you can do that. You can go online and Google WHBschools.org. Last week, the two jazz students, right? Was it Riley and Owen? Last names Riley and Owen? The jazz band was discontinued from the school program.
Oh, yeah, really?
And these two kids single-handedly were able to get this concert together, and they were able to bring back both jazz bands. They raised enough money to do that. So absolutely, that is awesome. You know what? I like that. That is really, really good. I want to talk about advertising. I did do an email this week about advertising. You can advertise on the show. You can contact me by emailing me at spionk@aol.com. If you have my number, you can also text me, and I'll be happy to talk to you about that. This is a great place to advertise your business. You can also sponsor the show. Be happy to discuss that with you.
How many followers, Lisa?
You know, we don't really know. We're never really sure of how many people we're watching because we're on the web. But I actually have a followership that have long Dr. Vocal of over 50 people. So, you know, it's growing.
A lot of people.
It's growing. It's growing. So, it's getting better and better each week. And it's a show in progress. So, it's always
good job.
Yes,
babe.
interesting. Oh,
Good job. Go, girl.
Oh, I love myself. So great. I got to go see Death Trap this week at the Quag Theater. Did anybody go see Death Trap? Or it was fabulous. If you ever get a chance to go to the Quag Theater, go see it. It's wonderful. It's inexpensive entertainment. And Andrew Botsford and Rosemary Cline started it. It was fantastic. It was a great run. So I really enjoyed that. I want to say hi to Melanie Bass. Welcome, Melanie and Taryn. I hope you guys are watching in Florida, too. See, a lot of people are watching in Florida tonight. Who knew? That's great. I want to bring on I want to bring on Tippy. It's Tippy time! We have to get some music for you, Tippy. Okay, this is my friend Tippy.
I don't know.
Everybody pay attention because this is where you're going to get some great tips.
I think we have a good one this week.
Share with
How
us,
are
Tippy.
you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Mwah.
What's up?
No football tips. I'm not a football girl.
Okay.
So
Do you know what's going to happen with the football? 1.2 million chicken wings are going to be eaten on Sunday.
I'm sorry. I'm not a chicken wing girl either.
Chicken wings.
No.
They're saying it's the biggest food day besides Thanksgiving.
The only thing I heard is that you should serve them with the bone, because then you eat less and less calories.
I only like the chicken wing. Wait, which half of the chicken wing do I like? Not the drumette part, the other part, the wingy part. So,
I don't eat any of it. Nothing.
I like it with blue
Don't
cheese
like it.
dressing.
Don't like it.
Hi, Cassidy.
Add Cassidy.
Add Cassidy. She's not on here. I don't see her.
We don't see her.
Sorry guys, let me just see if I don't see Cassidy. Oh, ding ding. Okay, well, let's go to Linda.
My tip this week is about shaving cream.
Ooh,
Bet you can't guess what.
No.
Okay. You know how in the morning your husband's in the bathroom and he's showering and you're trying to put your makeup on?
It's annoying.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
So,
husband's
Jackie's got a glass of hot water for me. I just want to show you.
Jackie.
I'm gonna actually do.
Jackie.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Your mirror gets all steamed up in the shower and you can't see, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what I want you to do is I want you to take shaving cream. And you can do this on a lot of glass surfaces. You could do this on your windshield on the inside where it fogs up.
Okay.
Or you can use it on your ski goggles or your diving goggles.
Okay.
Anything that fogs up. Just put shaving cream on the mirror and rub it in until it's nice and clear,
so
like
Windex.
Yeah, now we're doing this.
Okay. And we're wiping it.
And we're wiping it until there's no streaks.
Wow, that's great.
And then...
And you can do that on windows too?
Yeah, you do this on the inside of your windshield. You know how your windshield fogs up and you're in a rush to go to work and you can't?
Use a certain brand?
Okay, no, just shaving cream.
Good too.
That's Target brand.
Oh,
And
Target.
it doesn't fog.
Wow, that's
Alright.
great. That's amazing.
That's an amazing tip.
Who knew what
No
you were gonna
more
learn?
fog
No more
on your
fog
bathroom.
on your bathroom window.
Yes.
Wow.
Get your makeup done quick.
Do it in my car.
Yeah, right, Jackie? Then you're in a rush to go to work. I think that's a great tip.
Nice.
Hoyles,
Great,
believe what you
great
learned
tip.
at this show today. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's good. Fantastic. I can't wait till next
Thanks for
week.
the opportunity.
Thank you for doing that.
Any questions? You can email them
yes.
to Lisa.
take
I
care of
love
you.
challenges.
Oh,
Someone has
she's.
a
You're up for
problem.
a challenge.
I'm up for challenges.
You are, and you're good for
Okay.
that. Thanks, Tippy.
Love, love.
Thank you, love, love. Whoa, that's hot.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna bring on my first group of guests. This is like we're gonna have a lot of people sitting here. So tonight I'm very excited to have on two guests. I'm gonna have on the West Hampton Junior Fire Department officers. I'm gonna bring them on first, and we're gonna sit and talk with them. And then afterwards, stick around because I'm gonna have Allegra. Am I pronouncing it right? Diaguardi from Style and Sold. And I've been talking about her on Facebook and on my emails that she is an interior designer and she's also a home stager. Is that what you? And she's got some great tips. And we're gonna talk to her about reinventing yourself in the Hamptons when you have to move here after a certain other life. So let me bring on the kids. So come on, kids, come join me. Woo! It's gonna be some body heat here. Hi guys, welcome to the show.
How are you guys?
I'm gonna start on the left. Would you introduce yourself and tell us where you live and your age?
Alright, Hunter Tracy. I'm from West Hampton, and I live in West Hampton too.
I'm Bobby from Metler. I'm from West Hampton.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
I'm Lisa Fox. I'm not telling you how old I am.
I'm Lucy DiBenedetta. I'm from West Hampton, and I'm 14.
I'm Julia Thorpe. I'm from West Hampton. I'm 16.
Welcome, guys. Now, the reason why we have these guys, Lucy, yeah, you're going to shout out. The reason why these kids are here is to talk about the Junior Fire Department in West Hampton. Remember, we're going to talk to this camera right here. And I have the actual officers with me. So, who is the president?
Right here.
Hunter.
Bobby, what's your position?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant. Wow.
Bobby!
And?
First lieutenant.
Secretary Treasurer.
Okay, so that's it. So now
So
you guys were
impressive.
voted in to your positions by your peers that are in the fire department with you.
Yeah.
And when is there an election? What's the election process?
It's in June, and you get nominated by people in the crowd. They have to give you a certain number of votes, and then there's a ballot, a written ballot, and it goes in a box, and then the number of votes, which are chosen. That's how you get elected.
Do you run for that position?
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
have to be a lieutenant for 2 years to become a captain, and then you could be in each position for a total of 2 years.
Okay.
And you can't do it any more than that. So
Okay.
everyone gets an equal opportunity.
How long have you been in the fire department?
Since 2007.
Which would bring you what age?
12, since I've been 12.
When
I joined when I was 12.
what made you join?
Well, my dad's been in the fire department since 1995, so that's
Okay.
how I joined.
Okay. And Bobby?
Well, I was mainly hearing all the good things that the juniors were doing, and it intrigued me to do fire training, and I want to make a difference in the community.
That's great. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Lucy?
My dad's in the fire department, and I went to one of the open houses, and I walked by the fire department thing for juniors, and they're like, "Oh, come join." I'm like, "I might do this," and I did, and here I am.
To tell about it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Julia?
I just joined because I heard a lot of good things about it, and heard that they do a lot of things in the community, and I just wanted to join and learn a lot of things.
Any
about the
family
fire.
members in the fire department? No. Really? That's interesting. So you
No.
just, it was
Yeah.
something that just caught on your
Yeah.
attention. And you had other friends that did it.
Yeah.
That's great. And also I think West Hampton encourages a lot of community service anyway. And I think
Yeah.
now it's sort of becoming a mandate through the school that
40 hours.
40 hours.
before you
Every
graduate.
kid before they graduate has
40
to
hours.
participate. Wow, that's a lot. Are there any other things that you participate in voluntary wise? No, this is it.
Yeah.
Okay. So recently, this group of kids were selected Well, one of the great honors that they had was in 2010. They were rated the best
Number one.
Um,
For the first time.
wait, I have it right. Best of the nation 2010 from the National Volunteer Council.
And that's the first one.
It was the first one that they had. So our guys from West Hampton, that's amazing. That's fantastic. I love that. And so as part of that, you were selected to do this video that you're starting, and it's going to finish in April. But tell us about what's happening in the video.
Well, we're doing a size up of we're doing a basement fire, also rescue upstairs, to rescue a victim, and a search, plus EMT after we rescue the victim. So first we have to size up the building, see what the fire is. It's downstairs, ground level, or if it was an upstairs for a 2-story. And then I was doing command, and then we have Bob that was doing basement fires. Lucy was doing search, and Julia, I think she was on EMT. And they'd film us at each station, and we do first we pretended that we got off the truck, and then we hooked up the hydrant, and also we had 4 kids put on Scott packs and go downstairs with hose like we did. I had to call the truck and tell them for water, ask them for water, and they hooked up the hydrant. So it's basically a real fire scene.
Did you have actual fire? No.
No, we can't.
No, we can't have actual fire because
You
they're.
said Scott Pack?
Yeah, Scott
What's
pack.
that?
The SCBA, which is it's the air pack that you use, which
So you actually get to wear the apparatus
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
face. How does that feel? You guys have. How does that feel to have that on your bodies?
It's not that heavy. You get used to it, but it's basically breathing the cleanest air that you can. It's almost pure oxygen, but
It's kind of like having a big backpack
Yeah.
on.
Right.
it's not that bad.
Do you put on all the gear, Julia? Do you wear all that heavy gear, the
Yeah.
boots, the
Yeah,
jackets, the
pants,
helmets?
the helmet.
Yeah.
And how does that feel on you?
It feels fine. It's thick, but it's to protect you from fire when you become a firefighter. So.
Do you have to do a lot of exercise and be athletic to be a fire person?
It's recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're an actual firefighter, you have to be
You have to be
in
in
shape.
pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Well,
So, in doing this video, what are some of the things that have become really the most surprising to learn about fire safety or fire in general?
probably that you risk a lot to save a lot, and you risk a little to save a little. So if there's a huge fire and there's no one in there, you don't have to risk your life to go in there and lose your life for someone that you're not saving. So that's that's our main motto.
So what does that mean exactly? If there's no one in the house?
Yeah. So if there's a little risk. If there's someone in the building, you're gonna risk a lot to save them if it's a burning. But if it's a big fire and there's no one in there, you're not gonna risk your life and lose it just because of a regular fire.
Right. So in other words, are you saying that if the dwelling is on fire and there's nobody in the building, do we essentially not have to?
Yeah, we don't have to send any.
You don't have to go crazy sending
Yeah,
people into the fire. It's unnecessary.
Yeah, if you
it's no
know that
reason
there's no one in there,
put
then
people in danger. So in other words.
Yeah.
I never thought of it. I didn't realize that.
You're not always gonna go in. If you know there's no one home, you're not gonna just go in there.
Right.
You're just gonna. You're risking your life to save someone else.
Right. But I you know what? I never actually thought of it like that. That's really interesting. So, who has parents on the?
I do.
You do.
Well, my
And
dad.
your dad, right?
Yeah.
And
My dad.
your dad,
His uncle.
your
My
uncle.
uncle.
Okay. So has that been an influence for you?
My uncle joined recently, but yeah, it's been an influence to for someone to look up to in my family.
Okay. How's the food?
It's alright.
It depends on what it is. Yeah.
Okay. I was recently watching an episode of Barefoot Contessa, and
I like
she went to the East Hampton Firehouse, and they had a cook there that was making up some sloppy joes that looked very good. I was wondering, does our fire department offer any kind of culinary service like that?
Yeah.
Not all the time, but sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, so there is a cook.
Yeah.
That will.
Well, each month they get 4 new people to do the cooking service. Because the main cooks they aren't there anymore, so we have 4 people each month that
Okay.
are on the cooking.
Have you guys had a chance?
No.
No.
Do you want to?
Well, we get to make the
They're the-
cookies, and that's
Okay.
it.
And set the table. You guys are. Is that your punishment? Set the table.
No.
No, just make the cookies when cookie time comes.
The so this group has been organized since 2004,
Yep.
So how many kids have gone through the program? We have Paul Hoyle here, who is the director of this group, and he's and his wife Bernie, who's here tonight.
It's been number 47.
47 since 2004.
That's terrific.
And out of that 47, what was the number that you thought perhaps might have stayed on with?
9.
9. Wow, that's not
That's
bad.
great.
It's great. It's really
That's
not
great.
bad at all. So you guys get college credits for this,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Community
that's great.
service.
Community service, but not college credits.
You
This
get
is-
college credits for that class that you're taking now, or that our cadet course that you read.
The Sunday.
Oh.
Ooh,
The
nice
Sunday.
surprise.
Oh,
It also like, depends on where you go, though.
Oh,
have to say
some
within a certain
colleges
radius.
don't accept.
You have to be in a certain radius within your
I
entire
see.
district.
Okay. So what are the plans that are coming up for the group now? Anything coming up for you guys? You're gonna finish up that video in April.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
finishing that video.
And then I don't know, she's probably gonna contact us back about the lady from Washington's and show us the finished video. And then also we're gonna continue with the bullying stuff too.
Okay.
Which has spread to London recently.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Now I know back in December you guys made over 1,000 cookies,
Yeah.
and
was
you
fun.
delivered
2,500.
2,500 cookies.
Wow.
How
Yeah.
long did that take?
From 4 to
4 to
9 o'clock at night. So
What?
it's 5 hours.
That's it?
I think, right?
How many?
How many people helped? I mean, not
A
all your
lot.
group is here,
It was
obviously,
two-
but
A lot.
There was
Did you do it in the
30
kitchen?
juniors present.
wow,
The cook kitchen in the whole upstairs area.
wow. So that was one. And was that a fundraising? Was that a fundraising event?
No,
No.
it was just for the widows of the fire department.
Okay.
And we
And
sent
also
a
for
lot to
soldiers.
the Afghanistan.
Okay. Do you guys do any fundraising at all?
Yeah,
We have the car wash for
Yeah.
the
Okay.
burn center.
Yeah.
Okay. So all the proceeds from that go to the burn center.
Yeah, I mean,
and-
Yes.
And we used to do the rock concerts too. And that was like the seniors that were before us that had their own band and
Oh,
we had a couple
okay.
concerts.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
So there would be we could put it out there that we're always looking for donations
Yeah.
for the fire department, right?
Or the burn
Annual
center,
The burn,
too.
burn
Stony Brook
center.
Burn
Stony
Center.
Brook Burn
Stony
Center.
Brook Burn Center. Yeah.
Do you guys ever speak to some of the younger students to maybe see if they want to get involved?
How do
or-
you-
We've
how do
done
you
puppet
recruit people?
shows.
Yeah, but there's like,
That's
because we're
really
so
it.
popular, there's like a waiting list to get
Oh,
into.
Really?
It's a
Yeah.
long waiting
This is
list.
a popular
Really?
list. Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions for the junior firefighters, you can ask them now.
Or we have a Facebook page.
Or you
Yeah,
have
we
a
have a Facebook
Facebook
page.
page. And what is the Facebook page? Of course.
What is
Who
it
doesn't
called?
have a Facebook page?
It's a Paul's
Oh.
Junior Fire Department,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry. What is it?
Paul's Junior Fire Department. Mr. Paul's Junior Fire Department.
Mr. Paul's. Oh, I'm going to front that. Mr. Paul's Junior Fire Department.
That's it, right?
Junior
Paul?
FD.
Junior
Yeah.
FD.
He's Junior FD.
Mr. Paul's Junior FD.
Yes.
Okay. Facebook page. That's great. Okay. And you could like that page, and then is there a lot of information on there
Yeah, it's
about?
like
a lot
all
of
our bullying
pictures.
stuff, and it shows us our pictures from like the meetings too.
Oh,
the
okay.
drills.
Meetings and drills and stuff.
That's great. That's awesome. That's
How often do you
fantastic.
meet?
Every 2 weeks.
At least twice a month.
Yeah, we do twice a month.
Twice a month.
Except for January, we met how
Every
many
Wednesday.
times?
Three
3, 4?
times.
Oh, 3.
We were practicing for that video.
Okay. So you had to do some rehearsing for that.
Yes, rehearsing.
Yeah. Well, that's important to be prepared and to know what's happening.
Yep.
Fire's a very scary thing. Is anyone afraid of fire? How do you feel about fire now?
It's fine.
Fine. You like, bring it on.
No.
But we're not even allowed to go in the fire, so.
This kid's
Yeah.
funny. I'm just like, yeah, bring it on. He's gonna be a police officer. I'm
Well,
not gonna run into him.
No, you have
No, you don't wanna.
you have your like a charge line. There's nothing to be scared of, but you just don't want to like go into the building too far when you can't get out. If the fire's gonna like engulf you and get you trapped inside.
Mm.
That's the only like scary part, really.
How do you feel about candles?
Ooh, which is worse?
Well, what do you think? Like, no, seriously, candles.
They
Like,
smell good.
they smell good.
They do have a good smell. What is the proper way to have a candle in your home?
Probably like away from all the curtains and probably like on a countertop on like a plate or something where it can't catch fire.
Okay, because my husband gets so mad at me whenever I have a candle. He just gets crazy.
Yeah.
He's always afraid I'm going to light the house on fire.
Not like Aunt Jen.
very important, I think, to bring up, right, exactly. The sad thing that happened in Connecticut with the embers being put into a trash can and pushed outside the house. I've heard this a lot of times. You have to stress to people not to do that.
Well, embers can stay lit
For
even if
how
they're
long?
out for 48 hours.
48, because it's
Yeah.
buried underneath,
Yeah.
and it smolders from underneath, right? Yeah. So you have to be very, very careful not to make sure. Pour water on it. Can you pour water on it?
Yeah. Or you could
Yeah.
spread them out so they don't get caught underneath the embers.
What? So 48. Is that 48 hours? Is that probably the longest time that you think that those embers are burning under
Yeah.
there, or could it be
Yeah.
longer?
If you don't put anything on it, they can burn for 48 hours. Like if in like a fireplace, if they're just like built up like a couple inches, they can burn underneath.
Right. What are other big causes of fires or people starting fires?
Smoking, electrical, like stoves too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like dryers too.
Dryer
Dryer
fires. Yeah.
fires.
What happens with dryer fires?
Like the lint all
Yeah.
builds up.
It'll catch on fire, and then if you have a propane, it could light with the propane source, or if it's electrical, it can surge back on and have a short circuit and start a fire like that.
You know what? You're the president. You know a lot.
Yeah.
You have to take exams?
No.
No. So how do you memorize all this information?
We learn it again
Yeah.
year after
Year
year
Okay,
after
it's,
year.
it's repetition, constant repetition. Okay. All right, great. Did I miss anything? Is there anything else that you guys want to tell me? Are you
guys have
fundraisers
a-
coming up?
Big parade coming.
Are you doing
The
the
St.
parade?
Patrick's Day
Oh, yeah, St.
parade.
Patrick's Day parade.
That's
What is
awesome.
that again? I don't even
It's
know.
on the 10th.
10th?
Yeah.
March 10th,
March
Saturday,
10th,
March 10th,
Saturday,
West
March
Hampton
10th.
Beach, starts at noon, downtown Main Street. It's a big,
We'll be
big
there.
whoop-woo, party, right?
Yeah.
We'll
Me
be
too.
Now,
We'll see
like
it. We're
you're
in the
there,
historical
You all have to wear
society.
your uniforms every time you come to a meeting?
No,
No,
it's
just-
all casual stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this just tonight, you got duded up.
Dressed up
Yeah.
to
Like
Very
all our
nice.
interviews and stuff like that.
Very nice.
Pictures.
That's great. Well, it's nice to meet you. It's nice to see
You
you.
guys are doing a great job.
You guys are doing
really.
an amazing
so
job.
great.
And
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you. And I thank you for coming here and talking with me. I know that you are very busy kids.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you, Cody and Paul, for bringing the kids here and sharing what you do, because your time is so important that you share it with them, and you're appreciated very much. And a lot of people did say today that they want to make sure that you know that the West Hampton Beach Fire Department is endeared by a lot of people and is thought of, and they thank you. So
Thank you. Hats off.
Yeah.
Really.
Thanks, guys. I know you want to stick around and hang out with
Especially
me.
Hanzo.
You can stay. You can stay, but I'm going to bring Allegra on because we have to talk to Allegra. But thanks,
Allegra,
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Yay. Oh, that's so exciting. You guys
Ties
are
are
terrific.
coming off.
Half of my live studio audience is leaving.
Homework.
Yeah.
Homework.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. Hope you had fun. I hope I didn't miss
Allegra.
anything.
It's great. Thank
Oh,
you very much.
thanks, guys. Come on, roll.
Hey, Allegra. Thanks.
Hey. We have to double up for Allegra.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited that you were able to come because I wanted you to come last week, but you couldn't because you were so busy with the big
and this
sale.
is usually past my bedtime.
Oh, then I'm so thankful that you came. Allegra is with Style and Sold, which is a home staging company, but also has other facets that Allegra will tell you about. But I first met Allegra, what, was it 2 years ago, or is it
I've
that
been
long
here
ago already?
2 years in April.
2 years in April, and I asked her to come to my house because I have this piano that's hanging out in the living room, and I didn't know what to do with it, and she came in and she gave me great advice, but we had a little bump in the road. My husband,
The kibosh.
the kibosher, party pooper, didn't want to move anything. So we never really got to finish what we started. But I have been able to see a lot of your talents at other people's houses and at events. Thanks. And you're going to talk about some of those tonight, which is great.
Yeah.
So you moved here from Maryland?
I was living outside. I grew up on
You
Long
grew
Island.
up in Long
I
Island.
grew up in Stony Brook, and I was in the D.C. area, right in Maryland, right outside of D.C. for 25 years.
Wow. Wow. And then you
Yeah.
came here
Yep. Came here in September
because
2008.
you had history here.
My family lives here. My sister's in Sag Harbor. My dad's in Miller Place.
Oh wow, everyone's all over the
Yeah.
place.
So this is home for me.
That's great. So welcome back.
Thank you.
And so what did you do when you got here?
Well, I arrived.
You guys can come closer.
Come on in. We need the
Come on, we need coziness.
we need the peanut gallery.
Yeah. You guys could even sit with us like we were all so cozy in those fire.
That's right.
It was great.
I got here in September of 2008, and I initially moved to Sag Harbor, which is a beautiful
so
town.
great. Love Sag
But it really wasn't a great place for me work-wise because this is a much more centralized location.
Yes.
But I arrived here in 2008 thinking I had all the credentials. My mom was in real estate for 30 years. I had a degree from Parsons. I worked for National Builders as an award-winning designer for 25 years, and I was going to come in and just be the home
Take
stager
over.
of the Hamptons. And September 2008, I had doors slammed in my face. So
Because the economy was so bad.
the
Yeah,
economy
that's
was
when we
bad.
just started
Yeah.
hearing
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
staging.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I called myself an interior merchandiser. That's what I did for 25 years.
Yeah.
Merchandise real estate properties. But then they talked about home staging, this new terminology. I've been doing it for years, and I thought, oh, I'm the most qualified stager in the country. And I came,
That's the
but
best.
what happens? Really, what's happening is in California, no one will put their home on the market, no matter what price range, without staging it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's moving across the country, and of course I moved to the eastern end of Long Island, like the glacier,
You moved
Opposite end of the realm.
opposite of
So
California.
it's catching up with me, and
Yes.
I am poised to be extremely successful.
Yes.
That's my theory.
Absolutely.
But the truth is I had to learn to do a lot of different things.
And so with that, what happened was this new door opened. Oh, by the way, if anyone
couple
has
of
any
doors.
questions for Allegra, this is the time to do it. We can take questions. I have some questions that people ask me,
Okay.
so I'll pose them to you as we go along. But please continue and finish your.
Well, I started, I had some free time. So I started writing for Homes of the Hamptons and dance papers, and I started blogging, and I got a Facebook page, and I learned about sending out newsletters and social media, and I just kept plugging and plugging. I went into real estate offices, and I taught adult ed, and I went into libraries and spoke, and I just did everything I could to get my name out there. And you know what? It works. It
That's
caught up with
great.
me, and
Good.
it really did. It took 2 years before, and
That's
moving.
not very long, really.
Moving to when you're a single mom and you're supporting,
Yeah,
it's a long
It's a long time. It's a dry spell.
But you know what? The beautiful thing is, I had sold my house in Maryland to the first person who saw it for 9% more than any
amazing.
realtor told me I could get for
Wow.
it. I sold it myself,
Wow.
so I had a little cushion, that enabled me to do this. And the best thing that I did was move to West Hampton Beach.
You said to me that you really love it.
I love it here. I dove headfirst into the community. I joined the Chamber of
did.
Commerce. I joined the Historical Society. Started volunteering at the farmers market, and I met some wonderful people.
Yes.
And I have a great support group and a network of people who are
It's
really
very
supportive.
fun. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now what happened was you couldn't really get any work as a stager
Well, I
at that
had
point.
some,
You had
but not
some, but
enough
nothing that was
to-
going to make
yeah.
you.
Not enough to put my son through college.
Right. So you
Ouch.
came upon a professional. You decided to do
Well, I
an
put
estate
it out
sale.
there.
How did that happen?
It was sort of an accident. A house sold, and the people said, well, we've got to now get rid of all this stuff. What
The
are we gonna
first one
do?
was in Quag.
Quiet.
Was
Yeah,
that okay?
on Linden
Right,
Lane.
right,
I've done
right.
3 on Linden Lane. And I was recommended by a realtor who got my newsletter that I had put it out there.
Yeah.
That I was doing estate sales. It's just I heard about them, and I thought, well, I could do that.
It's amazing.
I know furniture, I know accessories, I know the value of them. Not so much antiques, but I've had some help from my friends. I'm learning. And I thought, well, I can display everything beautifully. I'm insured. I can accept credit cards. I know the social media thing.
The first estate sale, was that nerve-wracking? I mean, I remember that being like.
Necessity is
yeah.
the mother of invention. It was nerve-wracking, but you just do it. You just get out
You
there.
gotta wing it.
You just do it. You gotta jump. You gotta take those leaps of faith.
Don't I know it?
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, you got it. So, and I said I'm going to have the most beautiful estate sale anyone's ever had. I brought in the white tablecloths and the aprons and
It was great.
staged it, polished the silver, and cleaned the
Yeah.
crystal, and
And it was successful.
it was a huge hit.
Yeah.
It
That's
was a
great.
huge hit, and it just fell in my lap. And those are the, that kind of kismet you can't argue with.
So that's really what you've been doing
that's
to
terrific.
keep things going.
Well, that's the biggest part, but I teach home staging. I have a teleseminar class.
So you can become a home stager.
I also teach.
Do
a
you
class
have to have
for
an interior
realtors.
design?
No, actually,
background to do
home staging is a non-regulated industry. Anybody can call themselves a home stager.
Really?
You can just hang out a shingle and say I'm a home stager, and that's why there's so much confusion about what home staging is, because however each stager
We might
defines
do
it.
that. We might put a sign on our
Yeah, you
office
could.
this week and call ourselves home
And
stager.
every stager, has
Don't
a
worry,
different thrust, different thing that they do, like organizing. You
Yes,
asked about organizing.
did.
I don't actually do organizing. I recommend it, and I recommend a professional organizer.
But let's
come
talk
in.
about something, because there's somebody that's watching tonight that had a question about
Okay.
decluttering and
Uh-huh.
getting rid of things and
Uh-huh.
being able to
Purge.
emotionally get rid of stuff. How do you, because not only do you
Well-
have to do that physically with your client, it becomes a sort of emotional
It's
thing.
a mindset. We are collectors by nature. That's what we do, and our stuff defines who we are. And we love our stuff. We really do. I love
Yes,
my
we do.
stuff.
Yes.
Yes, David loves his stuff. We all do. I love my stuff. But when your house is on the market, your house is no longer your home. It's a product. It's a product that needs to be merchandised to appeal to the greatest number of people. And it's about the bottom line is dollars and time. Time on the market is priceless. So
What about for the person that doesn't have a house for sale and that they need to, have you come up with any hoarders?
I have actually.
Hoarders.
I have. And there's a whole psychology to that, and it takes time.
Yeah.
It's tough, and everybody's idea of what a hoarder is. There's
I guess,
That's
yeah.
an idea,
It's like
too.
an alcoholic.
Yeah, there's
Right.
many extremes,
Right.
different
Like a
extremes.
drug addict or an
Right.
alcoholic.
Right.
Whatever
So,
your definition is.
but if your house isn't on the market and you're content with the way it is, then there's no need to declutter. But what happens to me all the time is I stage a house, and then neighbors or friends see what I did and they're not moving, and they say, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, when you come in, it's such a peaceful feeling.
Yeah.
I actually believe in feng shui. I didn't used to until I really looked at what it was, and I said it's really just good design principles.
Tell everybody what feng shui is.
Well, it's a school of thought that's Asian, and it's about. I'm really not an expert, but there are certain things where they talk about qi, which is energy, and energy needs to flow through a space correctly. And when you impede that energy, the qi gets blocked.
Yeah.
And I always
My
used
qi
to
is
say,
blocked.
I used to say, this is drawing a visual break when I was teaching my students, or this is creating a barrier. And now I know it's blocking the qi.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just design.
I
It's
know in
just
feng
creating-
shui, this whole setup here, if you come into my house, the front door is here, the window's here, that's a sign of all the money's just going
Out
right
the
out.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going out.
Right out.
right out the door. Well, but I think, when you
Good
do
you do.
declutter, you feel very peaceful. You
Yeah.
feel calmer because, and really there's a good design reason for that.
Yeah. What is
Because,
that?
focal points. Focal points to me are the most important thing in design.
So what is a focal point?
The focal point is whatever is in your visual vista, your line of sight. That's the most important thing. And every room and every space has natural focal points, like a window or a fireplace, something architectural that's important. And if it doesn't have one, you can create one by putting furniture, artwork. And a focal point, it gives your eye a place to rest before beginning a visual tour.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's too many things, you have this very chaotic feeling that you can't really explain.
It's like going into
Because your
TJ Maxx.
eye doesn't have a place to rest.
Right.
You need one major important thing to start out with, to look at, and then you can slowly move around the space and absorb everything. But if you're looking here or there and you don't have that focal point that draws you in, it's a very calming feeling to have a good, strong focal point.
Are you talking about that in just a home in general, or when
That's a
someone
design
that's a
principle.
design
Mhm.
principle?
And I
Okay.
use design principles in my staging. I also use staging principles, which
And right.
are different.
And some of those principles are, I went on your website and I looked up some things, maximizing your space.
Mhm.
I think we've maxed out here, but how does somebody max out their space?
Well, I mean, it's showing more function in a space.
So more function as than
Well-
the actual pieces, or
Well, for instance, some people might have a dining room that doesn't have a dining room table. Which
what's
I've
that?
seen.
Oh, you mean like not using the space
Right.
for what it is?
So
Okay.
people, when people are buying a house, when they're looking at homes, they walk in and the first thing they think to themselves is, how would I live here? How would my family live in this space? Where would we eat dinner? Where would the
Visual.
kids do the homework? Where would I put my Christmas tree? I had someone say to me.
Yes,
You know,
that's true.
everybody has a different, their hot button, and it might be where would the children play, or it might be where would we sit in front of the fire, where would we read, where would I have my laptop. But you need to show all those functions. The more functions you can show in a space without cluttering it up, the better. So you need to be able to, in other words, if you are selling a $5 million house with a huge dining room, you don't put a little table with 4 chairs in it, because that doesn't say I could have a dinner party for 20. You
so
know,
you have to maximize
you
the
want to
space.
maximize the space and show the correct function for
Okay,
the space.
so now that's a good point. Now you're saying that if someone's staging, if you have to stage the house and they don't have that furniture, how do you go about getting? Do you rent it? Do you borrow it? Do you?
Gosh, estate sales. This is the beauty of the whole thing.
Oh, so you've been able to work
yeah,
the two together.
I mean, you can lease furniture.
Okay.
But out here in the East End, it's not such a good idea. Because of the market, houses are on the market longer now, and it's not really cost effective to lease furniture anymore. If it took a month to sell your house, it would be cost effective. It takes a year, it's not cost effective.
Right.
You can buy furniture affordably, which I do sometimes, through retail sources or through my design, because I get design discounts. You can do that, which is good because a lot of times if it's a second home, people are going to want to buy the contents. They're going to want to buy it furnished. That happens all the time.
That does happen. So you find that it's aesthetically pleasing to them, and
If they walk in, I mean, my firm belief, aside from price, what sells houses, obviously price is the most important thing, but what sells houses when someone falls in love. When they walk in and they say, I could live here.
without touching a thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Now,
That's it.
the other points that you bring up are color.
There's a psychology of color. Depends on the demographic, what colors you pick. If it's near the water, location, geography is important. The colors here in the East End that are popular are totally different than the colors that are popular in DC.
Well, tell us what the colors that are popular in the East End are.
Well, obviously you see a lot of blue and white,
Blue
and
and
you
white
see a
from
lot of green.
beach and green.
Yeah, and white upholstery.
Well, yeah. In
And
second
there's a
homes
reason
or
though. Well, yeah, but there's a reason for the white upholstery because the sun-drenched rooms, if you have a floral,
they
it gets
fade.
faded. So I mean, there's actually logic behind a lot of the design.
That's if people are privy to having a designer, but if somebody doesn't have a designer, then it's sort of a crapshoot.
Yeah, well, that's why we have designers.
Okay. So how is someone able to afford a designer? Is it an expensive idea?
Well, there are several different options. I do something called redesign, which is working with what you have, going in and just doing a consultation, and that's very affordable.
Moving things
Making
around.
recommendations and just saying, really that sofa needs to be on that wall and that should be here, and if you need to turn this table this way.
Yeah.
Moving pieces from room to room.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll take something from upstairs and bring it down. I'll look in your basement. I'll find artwork. I'll hang plates that you have in your cabinet if you need artwork.
Right.
I mean, it's because I have that staging mentality, and I grew up with a mom who loved to recycle furniture. She was ahead of her time.
And that's always a great compliment when someone comes into your house and says, "Did you do something new? Did you just put?" I don't remember seeing that before. So if you move it around or if you do something different with it, people...
And that's what I do at my sales. When I have a sale, after the first day, I rearrange everything. So if people come back the next day, they go, "This is all new stuff," and I say, "No, that was in that room and that was there." I rearrange everything.
Wow. Tricky. Yeah. That's good.
It makes it look like new merchandise every time because people walk in and they look at the first table first, or what they see first is what they focus on. And so, I mean, that's merchandising. They do it in
Who
stores.
pays for all the merchandise and
the clients pay for it? Do you supply? Do you?
I mean, they pay me to source it, to find it for them, and to place it, and I can arrange to have it delivered and so forth, and then they have to buy it. But one of the beautiful things about the estate sales, doing the estate sales, is I have access to a lot of great affordable furniture.
Right.
And the other thing that didn't even hit me right away is that I can stage a vacant house, which is something that is a wonderful thing to do to sell your house, but it doesn't, people are concerned about spending that kind of money, but then I can do a sale on it and recoup
Very cool, right?
Right.
a big chunk of your staging investment.
Wow.
Terrific.
So the whole thing that just kind of plopped in my lap has turned out to be kind of an amazing.
That is
Wow.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Now, let's maybe touch on people who are renting or going to or contemplating renting their house for the summer. That task of moving things and packing things is extremely overwhelming, I'm sure. There are some people that can do it lickety-split, but
Well, you get a kind of a plan down.
so now how do you start? I mean, your house is full of pictures of the kids, you've got the artwork going on, you've got, the plastic plants on the cabinets.
Plastic plants on the cabinets are never a good idea. They're dust catchers. That's what I call them.
Yeah.
They're never a good idea.
But we don't want, not that there's anything wrong with that if you have it, people, but Allegra's just saying that
They do catch dust.
they catch dust.
I think they're a dust hazard.
They're a dust hazard and a
so-
fire hazard.
Yeah, a fire hazard. I think you have to look at your house through a buyer or a renter's eyes, and that's where a professional comes in handy, because it's very hard to see your own house that you love. That that dent in the wall was caused when little Bobby was rollerblading through the living room. I mean, I know my son, when I marked his height.
Yes.
I didn't want to paint over that, but it's. I say, hey, it's. This is your people, and they have their people.
Right.
They want their peeps to live in this house,
Right.
and they've got to be able to visualize that. So you do want things beautiful. You don't want to take your beautiful things away when you're selling or renting.
No.
You want people to walk in and see a lovely
But you
home.
want to take away those feelings of someone living, that other people
Well,
live
you know
there.
what? The best thing that I can tell you is think of like a bed and breakfast or a very elegant hotel. Like your bathroom should have virginal soaps,
Right.
and not
Right.
toothpaste. I mean, not toothbrushes. Everything should be wrapped or in a pump or think of a hotel,
Right.
spa. Beautiful towels, fresh, not your stained towels. If you're going to rent your house, I recommend going to Home Goods, buying all new towels, all new sheets,
Right.
things like that are very personal.
And
And
should you have a room in your house that you lock all of your
Yeah, a
stuff
lot of
in,
people
like
do.
a lock room?
a lot of people do, or in their basement. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is there is it okay to say a keep out room to your renters?
It really depends on your renters.
Okay.
It really does. I mean, I would try it if that's
Right.
what you could. The only option you have.
Right. I mean, if
But-
you have to, put your stuff away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
locked.
lock.
Yeah.
I would put a lock on it,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
And I would keep in mind that renters are going. If you have your grandmother's antique table in a bedroom, a wine glass might go on there, and
Right. Coasters.
Yeah.
Coasters.
So, but if you rent your house for a lot of money, you might have to.
Right, because you
Sometimes it's
also,
a wash.
right, security, that kind of thing. That's right. Okay. So, what are the new trends, or any trends or fads that you're seeing in your business?
Trends, colors, tangerine. This is on a national, not so much a local.
Tangerine.
Tangerine is the color of the year. Gray is the new neutral and has been for a couple of years.
I like gray.
I used to not like gray, but the grays that are out now, I love. They're very warm grays. They've got a lot of green in them. They're beautiful, soothing colors. I just heard last night that one of the trends is rustic elegance.
Rustic.
It's sort of like a guy's version of shabby chic.
Oh. Okay. Is modern still in?
Yeah, and mid-century modern has been in for a while, and it's still in. I think it's probably going to start to trend out eventually.
Do you think that the early American look is going to come back?
In this area, I don't think it's ever gone.
Really?
Yeah.
You still find people have a...
Absolutely, and I think if it's done well, it could be very charming.
Well, you know that I used to be in the antique business, so we saw this whole trend just go. You know, this type of furniture that I have, which is early American, took a powder because all of a sudden the modern sleek things were starting to come out. So I'm just wondering what the
Well, I still personally love it, and I think it works in this area.
yeah.
But I do know that with my estate sales, people tell me our kids don't want anything. Because I'll say, don't your
I
children
tell my
want
mother
this?
that all the time.
So
No,
sad.
they have their apartment in the city, and it's all contemporary, and they don't want it. And I hear that day in and day out. So,
What are some of the sad stories?
well, estates.
Just the fact that people are fighting over them. There's money issues.
Or someone's died.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's usually, and then I've had to deal with,
Right,
you know,
that's sad too.
yeah, I've dealt with several wives who were just totally overwhelmed, and with very large, beautiful estate homes, and they didn't know what to do. You know, they were just flabbergasted.
Are you insulted when someone says you do yard sales?
I don't think insulted's the right word, but I don't think I do yard sales.
No, right.
Because they're not in a yard. I won't
tell
do
people
it.
what
Well,
the difference is between a yard sale, a tag sale, and a
People
estate
don't
sale.
understand.
Yeah.
They
I
see
well,
a sign and an arrow.
mean,
That's
I'm
all they
sure
care about.
that you have
Yeah.
had people come up and been like, "Oh, I'm leaving," because it's not the mindset that
not really. I
really
think people,
don't
when
get
they see it, they get it. When they come in, I mean, they might say, well, this is more than you know. And I don't always do estates. You know, I do mid-range houses all the time. And they're really successful because, I mean, I did, where can you buy like a Pyrex measure? I call it a tag sale.
a tag sale.
I mean, you can buy a Pyrex measuring cup in one room and a grand piano in the other room and a motorcycle outside. And, I just sold a car last weekend.
right.
and-
Oh, did you sell that car? That was a cute
Yeah.
car. That was a Jeep Cherokee, $4,500.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good deal.
It was a great deal. And, I hate to say this, but I would check out the sales before I go retail. I mean, I hate to say it, I feel bad I love retail people, but, you can get some wonderful deals. And you can
I've done very well in
Yeah.
estate sales.
yeah. And the difference, I don't do sales outside.
You don't do a yard sale.
I know,
That's a
I
yard
won't,
sale.
no, because I set up for at least a week in advance, depending on the house, sometimes
Right,
longer.
Right.
I bring in my tablecloths and my white linen, and everything is displayed, and I research the prices on everything, and I take a lot
It's
of
a lot
time.
of work.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot
not
of work.
only do you
I
do
move furniture.
estate sale, but you also will utilize eBay and Craigslist, or have you not done that?
I don't like to do eBay, but my assistant's really good at eBay.
Okay.
She's got a bunch of Manolo shoes from
She's
my last
moved
sale.
up.
No, I don't do eBay. I'm not good at it. It's just very time consuming, and I'm not
I thought
interested.
you did that at one point with the chandelier.
Oh, I had my sister did it
Your
for
sister,
me. I
okay.
really am not an eBay person.
Okay.
I think it's great, but I've never really gotten the hang of it.
So your assistant has Manolo shoes right now that she's trying to get
From the last sale I did, yeah. Because we didn't want to put those out. We said, well, we'll put them on eBay.
But that's interesting. So you contract with your clients to say that too. This sale's not ending. When is this sale over?
It's really
for you?
funny
that has to be
because
interesting.
it sometimes goes on for until closing date.
Right, so how do you get paid for that? I mean, you have to wait for that.
No, I get all the money. How do they get paid? I get
She keeps
all the money comes in. It goes into Styled and Sold because I accept credit cards.
Right.
And if someone writes a check, I only take checks from people I know locally, but it all goes into my Styled and Sold bank account. And I will tell you, because I'm a legal business, I pay sales tax. I pay New York State sales tax. And if you see a glass that's marked $1,
You've got to have.
I subtract that. I multiply it times 0.08625,
Okay.
and that goes to New York State. But that enables me to be a legal business, have a website, and accept credit cards.
Okay.
Whereas no one, and I'm insured.
So in other words, then at the end of the sale, whenever the sale is over, and that includes whether it's
Right.
eBay, whatever,
Right.
then you will tally up the sale, and then you will write a check out to the client.
Correct.
So that's interesting. They're not writing the check out to you.
Nope.
That's good. So then so that's great.
So, for instance, with this last sale that I did last week, the title hasn't, has to be changed, names and everything, so it hasn't gone through yet. So I'm holding it and I'm waiting, and then she'll get the check when
Let me know if it
everything's.
falls through.
I will. It had a lot of miles on it, but it was beautiful condition.
Oh, here we have a question for
Oh,
Allegra
good.
from Carrie. does Allegra post estate sales on Facebook or have an email list to let us know where they are?
I
Thank
do,
you, Carrie. And thanks for
Carrie.
watching, Carrie, because I know
Great.
you've been
Great question.
trying to get on, so I appreciate you watching.
You can go to Styled and Sold on Facebook, and all of my sales are always listed. And I do send out a newsletter through, like a constant contact newsletter that has all the details, that where it is and what's being sold, and some photos of, you know, a selected, you know,
Yeah.
things.
She's great
and
at sending that
you
out.
can email me at allegra@styledandsold.com with your email address, and I'll put you on my list.
And you know what, Carrie? I'll put it on my Facebook, and you can get the information off of my Facebook, and we can share it that way. So that's really interesting. I'm glad that you have sort of, you know, I was there sort of in the beginning, so it's nice to see you come to this point to watch how it's really transformed.
And
into
I
this.
love what I do.
That's the best.
Sounds like it.
I'm
That's
never
so
bored.
great.
I do interior design. I teach. I do staging. I do the
You're getting
sales.
to do everything.
I get
that
to,
you
you know,
want to
some
do.
days I'm home in my slippers in my bathrobe.
And you have
know?
an assistant now. You're
And I
big
have
time.
an assistant now, and she's a family friend. I've known her for 25
Great.
years.
So it's someone that you trust. That you
I
can
love
work
her. We
with.
get along great. We
That's
laugh.
great.
Do
all
you
day long.
ever have to hire other people?
Yes.
It sounds like you're so busy.
I have, you know, what we do with the sales, I get sometimes 200 or more people lined up, you know, before the sale.
Oh, shit.
So we hand out numbers.
Oh.
And I only let a limited amount of people, because code, I mean, you wouldn't want 100 people in a house at one time. So I, you know, figure out, okay, I'm going to let 25 or 35 people in at a time. So I have basically a bouncer at the door, you know. I mean, he's really not a bouncer, but
His name is Nick.
he hands out numbers,
Yeah.
and he lets people in, and then when someone leaves, you know, someone else comes in.
Very interesting.
And then I also have staff that will help carry things. If you buy a sofa, you know, they'll help you carry it out, and if you need deliveries, I can arrange for deliveries as well.
Very great. That's great.
It's a lot of work.
That's true. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
if everybody wants to get in touch with Allegra, they can do so at styleandsold.com.
It's my website.
The email address is styleandsold@optimum.
Or Allegra@styleandsold.com is
Okay.
the other email address.
Well,
They both go to the
yeah,
same
we'll
place.
put that on the Facebook page. And
And how are those college payments going now?
I'm knock on wood. I'm surviving in this economy. It's, you know,
it's a nice story, because it's, again, someone that had to reinvent themselves. You know, another great woman survival story of how, you know, you find your way and you make it happen. And the best
you do
part
what you
about
gotta do.
it is that you like what you're doing.
And I love where I live, and I love the people. You know, I mean, I have a great, you know, look, Jackie's smiling.
Strong
I
women
have
with
wonderful
choices.
friends,
Yes.
and I mean, a great support system.
You have a great support system,
Yeah.
and I want to thank you for coming. And I
I
hope you
wanna
had a good
thank
time.
you. I loved it. Thank
Is there
you so
anything else
much.
that you want to talk about quick before, or tell anybody? You have a sale coming up
When's
soon?
the next one?
I can't even tell you the name on the next one. I don't know yet. I mean,
Ooh.
well, I have a possible.
Is it a celebrity?
Yeah, a possible, but it's not definite yet, so I don't want to jinx it. I'm not gonna jinx it.
We
I don't
won't
wanna
tell.
jinx it. Well, it's someone in a publishing business. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, in the publishing business.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not definite yet, so
Okay.
I can't say. But you'll watch for
Okay.
Style and Sold Facebook, because I
Oh.
will announce it.
Soon?
Yeah, and you know, and like next week I'm going into Manhattan to present a commercial interior design job that I'm doing. You know, so it's
You're busy.
great. It's different every day.
Right.
It's exciting.
And the
Yeah.
sale over in Remsenburg is done at this point.
Well, I still have some people calling me and
Okay.
asking me, did you ever sell that such and such? And if
Okay.
I didn't, I'm getting in there and letting them in.
Okay.
That's terrific.
But yeah, it's basically done.
Okay. So we're going to look forward to Allegra's future sales. I want to thank the West Hampton Junior Firefighters for coming tonight. They thought they were terrific.
so great.
Yeah,
Really.
thank you. Allegra, you were
impressive.
fantastic.
Oh, yes. I thought I really did.
Oh, thank you for not falling asleep. Thank you.
Yeah, when I get to talk, I'm always
You're up. I know, you would be like, no, I didn't want to bore you. And
thank
I
you.
will see everybody next week. I think I'm going to have on Leah Laurenti on the show. She's an American Idol. She was on American Idol twice. She's going to sing for us next week.
Great.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
So I'm going to have her, and I'm not sure who my other guests will be, but you know, it's going to be fun no matter what. So stay tuned and keep watching, and good night, everybody.